Hey, my name is Brad Welch. I am a division commander for the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office in charge of the South County. I think the most important thing is to be registered with the Offices of Emergency Management as far as being able to get the alerts, because if we can't alert you, then we can't tell you if we've taken any emergency protective actions. Obviously, the Sheriff's Office, the Sheriff himself, will work in conjunction with the Office of Emergency Management during times of emergency like forest fires. And there's 3 protective actions that the Sheriff and our public safety partners can decide to take while there's a hazard in the area. The first one is kind of the most simple one, which is it's called a shelter in place, which means that there is a hazard in the area that has potential to impact life or property. And so what we're telling the public is to stay inside. Sometimes it even necessitates getting to higher ground. And what we want folks to start doing is to be monitoring those alerts, talking to your loved ones, and getting prepared in case the hazard increases and that you have to leave. You need to be able to be self-sufficient for a while you're continuing to monitor and assess the situation and await further instructions from your public safety teams. The next one is when the hazard has increased to a point where we need to declare what's called an evacuation warning. In that case, what we are telling the general public to do is you need to get ready to leave. You need to get all your essential items together, you need to get your pets together, and be ready to leave at a moment's notice when we tell you. This is also a great time for our residents of Montecito to start thinking of their family members or their friends, or maybe themselves, that need a little bit more time. Maybe they have some disabilities or they have some access issues within their property and they may need to leave at that point. Again, also, it's a good time to remember that at any point during these 3 protective actions, if our residents of Montecito feel unsafe or they feel threatened, they can leave at any point. You don't have to wait for the actual order. Another point to leave during the evacuation warning for our residents is if you have large animals. A lot of times the fires and floods and other hazards impact the roadways, so after the warning is issued, might be a good time to get those larger animals and leave your property. The final protective action that we can take is called an evacuation order. And that is when we're telling our Montecito residents that the time to leave is now. There's an imminent threat to life and or property, and you need to leave, and you need to leave now. Now, there's times that we may be able to pre-plan those and let our residents know that they can leave effective, the following day. However, as we know, during forest fires, it's evolving very quickly. And so a lot of times during fires, we have to drop that evacuation order very quickly and, hey, you need to leave now. The sheriff is very steadfast in having his personnel, including sheriff's deputies and search and rescue, go door to door in conjunction with the messaging from the Office of Emergency Management. However, sometimes, during fires, they move so quickly that we may not physically be able to get there. So that's why it's important to listen for those alerts. Also, during an evacuation order, the area is closed to the general public. So what that means is if you're not a resident or you're not a member of the media and you're contacted in the evacuation order area, you are subject to arrest. The Sheriff's Office is very proactive in having a lot of sheriff's deputies patrol Montecito and within the evacuation order areas to make sure we are maintaining safety and protecting property here in Montecito. As always, if any of the public need help or assistance evacuating, your Sheriff's Office team is always here to assist, as well obviously as Montecito Fire. And the relationships that our sheriff sergeants have with the captains here at the Montecito Fire Department has never been better. So as soon as the incident breaks out, our sheriff sergeant link up with the fire captain in the field, and they are starting to make decisions and starting to make notifications all the way up the chain. We are side by side, we are dialed in, we're making decisions together that's in the best interest of the Montecito community. And really that's just been from years and years of developing relationships. And like I said, it's never been better, and I know the community is in good hands with the partnership that Montecito Fire and the Sheriff's Office has.